What is good? It's your boy Slim Trader. We are back with another weekend analysis. We're gonna get right to it. We got the UJ as usual, then we got GJ, GU, Gold, GBP, AUD, Nvidia, Apple, and of course Tesla. So let's get to it. We're gonna start with the greatest pair, in my opinion, and that is UJ. UJ, we can see right now that we're holding this support level on a daily. As we can see, that price really hasn't broken down. It did close down here and come right back up, but right here it's been maintaining a little bit of support. We do have this kind of like uh, main support area and trend line going up. So unless price wants to break that, it looks like we're still in a nice little bullish run. We'll see the long-term trend of the daily. As we can see, it's starting back down here, back in 2021, and we're still holding strong on that. But now we're kind of like tapping on it several times. So we'll see. Right now, we if we look at this big move right here, we failed to make a new we failed to make a new higher high, and now we're just going a little bit lower. That's the only thing that kind of worries me. The only thing I would say with UJ is um, for it to continue to be bullish, it has to break this area right here where this yellow is. It has to get above 150. If it wants to make that a little bit of support, then I could see it start making new highs. I did say that we are still in the uptrend. I mean, technically we are, but it looks like it's weakening. If we go on the weekly, I mean, we still look good. We still look good going up. It's just a little bit of a consolidation. So, what I tend to see on these kind of consolidations next to a trend line is, I know I had said this maybe weeks ago, but we can see a false breakout. We can see price head down and then shoot up and make the initial move. We could possibly see that going on for UJ. But yeah, it has to cross this yellow bar. It's kind of let's make it a different color. Make it orange, orange, and then we'll be off to make a new highs. I would say, but until then, if we don't, UJ man, if UJ breaks here down this area 141, we got a long way to go. I may have to make a midpoint to be honest, but let me go ahead and do that right now. Hold on. That would be the next level of interest. So this halfway point right here, which kind of lines up with this area right here. Um, that would be the next area of interest for me with UJ if it decides it wants to break this bit of a neckline we got here. We'll be looking at that. And I don't know, UJ. I mean, initially UJ can get all the way back down to 115. I know that's a long time. It's a long time coming, but I'm just saying, if it does break this neckline, that's a huge drop. I can see UJ doing a huge drop. But until then, we're still looking for the upside. So let's get to GJ. GJ is looking a little bit stronger right here. We did kind of break this counter trend, and we'll go ahead and delete that. But we're still riding. There's this little mini trend that we ride in, and then we got the main trend that we are continuing to go up. I can see if price wants to break new highs, we can see 212 to between 212 and 215, which I think that's going to take some time, of course, but um, everything points upwards for GJ. I don't really have too much to say, um, but it's still looking like it's running its course to the upside. If we look at the 3 months, I like to look at the 3 months because I like to look at everything at by quarters. And if we're looking at the 3 month right now, it's looking pretty strong. Look at all these green Heiken Ashi candles. Where do we see any type of slowing down? Nowhere. I mean, I know the last quarter we kind of had like a little red here, but we've already starting to pull back up. So, um, still looking up and up for GJ. I don't see no signs of weakness whatsoever. So why consider a different bias? Um, yeah, we can see GJ eventually over time getting to 215, 223 at the rate it's going. Oh, that's just my opinion. She ain't got to take my word for it. But I like GJ. I really do. Now, the question is like, where can you get in for a buy on here? That's the thing. You got to kind of wait for like a little pullback or something. So, but definitely ride this up. Um, I mean, you can see, I mean, price could, GJ could still kind of come down here and hit up, or it could make a little bit of a deeper pullback and go up. But it's kind of choppy. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like the choppiness. Look at the 2 hour. We're just choppy. Go to a higher time frame one. We're making that extension though. GU kind of running in two little trends, little channel. We have already broke the main trend here, and now we're kind of trying to. It was looking juicy at one point in time, but it's like, are you gonna make the move or no? It's having trouble breaking 135, 135, 830 area. I got this green line for it, and the green means go. If it wants to break above that, then we're off to the races. But this is kind of like the neckline. Let me turn it upside down for you. I don't know why. For some reason, I have to look at it upside down. But this could easily go the other way because now we're looking at the other perspective, I guess you can say. Um, we've already kind of made a new high, and here we are right here for the pullback. We can possibly see, if we want to do it like this, we can possibly see GU, actually the dollar coming in and reversing here. We could possibly see that. Because we did break this trend line, right? Now we're kind of like making a support right here on the green in a sense. Sometimes that's why I like to turn it around because sometimes it gives me a different perspective. Now looking at this, I may have to reverse my bias on GU, but it has, in order for this to be invalidated, in my opinion, GU would have to break this green, and then we can see it get to 139. But if it holds right here, which is a resistance, I'm just saying support because I got it looking this way. But if it holds, we can see, and especially if it breaks this right here, this other line, then we can probably most likely see a reverse for GU, and then potentially seeing GU go all the way down to 130, technically speaking. So I want to keep an eye out on that. It's it's having its making of a left shoulder head, right shoulder, but we're failing to make a new high. It's like it has to make the move. It's like now or never. And I think all the news that's coming this week is going to determine where it wants to go. But if I see a break and close, sorry, if I see a break and close above green, then it's giving me the green for 139 eventually over time. Other than that, yeah, we can see GU get all the way down to 130. So just keep your eye out on that one. That one's going to be interesting, but it's definitely going to be a potential to make some good trades, to be honest. So let's look at the weekly real quick. If we look at the weekly, um, still trading above the moving average. Moving average still hasn't shown any signs of weakness, to be honest. We ended where I don't know. I mean, we're still looking strong, but we'll see. We'll see. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. But there are sellers here. There are sellers. Just because this nice bearish candle, it isn't engulfing in a sense, but when you look at it in the aspect of the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, and then you have one that kind of like engulf 2 months worth of volume in buys, but then this kind of rebounds along with this one. It's like, to me, it just makes me feel like we're still heading upwards if we're looking at the overall picture. Let's look at the quarterly. Um, Back to the quarter, 3 months. I like to do things in fours. I really like to look at the 3 month because it gives me the 4 quarter method as well as the 6 hour. The 6 hour candles, there's 4 6 hour candles in a day, and that um, kind of gives me a rundown of how I want to look at it. So this was the first quarter, this was the second quarter, this is the third quarter, and now we're the fourth. The 1st of October will be the fourth quarter. Now, if it's anything like this, though, if it ends like something in this nature, I could possibly see GU heading down just because of how I interpret the 4 quarter method. This is a good indication that we probably could start seeing a reversal here. So, I just want to know what it wants to do past this green, if it's going to go past the green or not, and that would kind of like give me a better story. Gold is in this little consolidation area right now. We're just waiting for it to pop through and try to make new highs, but it looks like it's having a little bit of issues. If we don't see the breakthrough and close, we may see gold want to drip back down to like 35.60 area. Otherwise, man, sky's the limit for gold for real. Still no slow signs of slowing down, in my opinion. 37.60 is the next target eventually. I mean, gold's just gonna keep going. It's like an easy win, unless told otherwise. I like gold. So that's that. GA. Let's look at the daily. Daily. Right now we're having a nice little pullback, but we're still riding this trend. If I see a flip of the moving average, let's go to the 4 hour. 4 hour look like it's trying to make that happen. But we could possibly still see GA continue up, but we'll see if it decides it wants to make some type of bullish momentum off of this trend line that we do have drawn. We are at the 50, which is in a sense a nice support level, just because if you look at this area back here, it happened in earlier the year, February and March. It's lining up with it, and we could possibly see it, if it wants to sit around here for a few hours and use this trend line. That would be a good confluence for it to continue to go up, in my opinion. Nvidia took a nice little dip, nice little pullback, but it looks like it could possibly be, I don't know. I have to see Nvidia get above 181.25 for me to feel like it want to make new highs. But for right now, it looks like we're doing a little bit of stair pullback here. We possibly could see even greater pullback for Nvidia, but if it once like I said, if it gets above here, then that's a different story. Next we have Apple. Apple, I told you all I've been loving. Right now, it did hit like a little bit of a resistance. Um, Last week kind of dipped down pretty good. We did fill this gap somewhat, so I'm curious to see what it wants to do after that. But it has to get past this little downward slope. Otherwise, we could see 250 incoming for Apple. I still like Apple though. But I remember when it was like back here, around here, I was saying I was going to get up here. So here we are. We'll see where it wants to go from there. And then last but not least, we have Tezzy. And I already told y'all how much I love Tesla and how this Tesla was moving this way. Remember, we had this move right here. We had the Polish flag. That was just textbook. And we went up and we shot up to 400 as I had predicted. So with Tesla now, I mean, if you look at the overall picture, I mean, it looked like we're gonna make new highs. 520 is the new, this the new 360. eventually. I can see Tesla getting there. Might have some crazy news coming. I think everybody's thinking about the Tesla vehicle itself. Shout out to Tesla vehicles. I love them, but I mean he is coming out with those robots too, so gotta keep that in mind. Tesla is a tech company, not just a EV company. But good things for Tesla. I still like it. I like what it's doing. And the technicals is showing us is congruent with that. Um, but I would say this area right here, 400, is a nice psychological level to where we could see a nice little pullback from Tesla. But if it wants to keep going up, I mean, eventually, it's just not going to keep going straight up. We got to see some type of correction pullback. But even when it does that, I mean, I don't see it like dipping crazy low. I think we're gonna see new highs from Tesla here eventually. But that's all I got for the week. Y'all be safe and take your time on these trades.